good, everybody? Hope y'all are having a super blessed day, and welcome back to Sharpe Sports. So with the combine starting tomorrow, I thought I would give you guys 5 players that you should be on the lookout for because they can make a big name for themselves, not only at the combine, but can move them up very high in the draft. So with that being said, let's jump straight into this by first taking a look at this year's biggest boom or bust quarterback, Utah State QB Jordan Love. Jordan Love is a 6'4", 225-pound junior quarterback who possesses all of the tools to be a franchise quarterback. He just needs to be more consistent with them all. For example, it's plays like this that have GMs falling in love with Jordan Love. You see him scrambling to his opposite hand, is able to flip his hips and just deliver a strike down the field. He can deliver effortless power off of any base. Like, that's a 40-yard throw rolling to his opposite hand and just easily makes that throw. But it's also plays like this that have GMs concerned. As you guys can see, his footwork just needs a lot of help. Like, you see on the last step of that drop back, he just jumps into the step. He doesn't fully do his proper drop back. He just jumps into it. A very long windup. Like, he comes way back and I mean, he delivers a strike. He leaves the ball out in the middle of the field so his receiver can make a play on it. I think he could have put more air on it and left it outside, but I mean, hey, he gets it done. But you can see it better from this angle. Look at how big of a wind, like, you see how big he's opening up his chest right here. He's really trying to get that ball out, whereas I'm gonna show you in a couple plays, he has a much quicker release that he can go to, but there's just a couple times where when his footwork's not right, he really has to use all of his arm strength to be able to get that ball out there, and that's where he needs more consistent footwork. Now this play right here might be one of the best throws that Jordan Love threw in his entire junior year. Much better footwork to just start off with. Do you see how much quicker that release is compared to the play that I just showed you before? I'm gonna let this run in full speed. Boom. Completely compact. That ball never gets further than outside of the frame of his shoulders. Like, this is a beautiful release. Boom. And then you'll see it from this other angle. He throws his back shoulder and he gives his receiver a chance. The corner's kind of complaining a little bit, but if he would have placed this ball where it needed to be, he would have had to place this ball somewhere around this E. And I mean, at that point, like, anytime that you're that far away from the end zone, you're trying to throw it that deep into the end zone, you run the risk of overthrowing it or underthrowing it, which if you overthrow it, you're throwing it out the back of the end zone, or if you underthrow it, it could potentially get picked. But he purposefully throws his back shoulder, gives the receiver a chance to make an adjustment on it. But I mean, overall, from this throw, this release needs to be his release every single play. Boom, just quick as lightning. That is the Jordan Love that is a first-round quarterback as opposed to a second, and if he really falls, depending on how he throws at the combine, a potential third-round quarterback. And on a play like this is what I mean by when he needs to improve his footwork. So as you guys can see, again, he kind of like jumps into his last step. But as we go frame by frame, as he gets ready to wind up, this front foot, his plant foot, needs to be pointing at where he wants to throw the ball. Right now, his foot is pointing somewhere like way out here. Like it is not pointing where the ball ends up. That ball ends up on this side of the hash marks. Whereas when he planted that foot, boom. This foot is pointing. It's not pointing where the ball needs to go. And if you guys could see it towards the end, when he's following through, you see his knee kind of buckle a little bit, and he's not able to fully follow through, and he has to lift up this leg off the ground. You can see it right here. His knee kind of like he's not able to fully follow through because that leg. Now you see that front foot. Where is it pointed? Directly at where he meant to throw it. His foot had to adjust. Your body's going to naturally align itself when you're throwing the ball. That's why it's so important to get your foot pointed initially where you want to throw it, because it just helps you with your follow through. I mean, he delivers a strike, and the velocity on that ball was insane. but as you guys can see, his footwork needs to improve because that foot needs to always be pointing where the ball needs to be. Next up, we're gonna take a look at Oklahoma linebacker Kenneth Murray. Kenneth is a 6'2", 243-pound junior linebacker who might be one of, if not the quickest linebackers in this class. 40-wise, Kenneth is somewhere around the mid 4.6s, which that's actually very impressive for a linebacker his size. But do not be surprised when he finishes top 5 in the 10-yard split in the 40-yard dash. His first 10 yards and his get off is insane. As you guys can see on a play like this, look at how well he scrapes over the top, keeps his speed while scraping and his power, and just blows this play up. Boom, boom, boom. Neither of these guys had a chance. Splits the gap, boom, gets after the quarterback. Like, that basically describes Kenneth Murray. Dude is just a monster. On top of that, Kenneth has crazy closing speed. On a play like this, boom, gets chipped by the running back, go hunt the quarterback down. Boom, already there. Like, he closes on guys so fast. And a play like this shows you the potential that he has to be an elite pass rusher. He comes off the edge, just absolutely speeds past homeboy. Here, 1 second. Speeds past homeboy, but look at how quickly, okay, he's still bending around the edge. Boom, hips in what, 3-4 frames, hips are pointed straight at the quarterback, and then boom, finishes strong. Like, plays like that, he dips around the edge, gets the hips pointed at the quarterback, and it's a wrap. Also, Kenneth Murray is one of the most instinctual linebackers on this play, and I think a play like this, it really shows it. Ball snap. As soon as he sees this running back take off, he is flying, absolutely flying to the ball. Boom, tackle for a loss. He reads this play so quickly. Ball snap, sees it, boom, go hunt him down. And he takes a very good pursuit angle too. He meets him directly at the point of attack. However, because of his speed and his instincts, there are a few times where he does take poor tackling angles. For example, on a play like this where Devin Duvernay, who's one of the quickest receivers coming out of this class, he reads the play well. As you can see, he's right here. He reads this play almost immediately, but he takes a very poor pursuit angle and almost completely. First off, this could have been a face mask penalty if he would have reached a little bit higher. There's a lot of potential for this play to go wrong. He does end up making the tackle, but at the next level, plays like that, like, you're not always guaranteed to make that tackle. Also, another play where he exhibits a little bit of poor pursuit angles. As you can see, he does a good job of recognizing the play. Like, he always does a good job of recognizing the play as soon as it breaks down. As soon as he sees his quarterback is about to take off, he's like, oh, bet. But especially as an outside linebacker, his job is always to push the ball back forward. And he takes a very direct line to the quarterback, which, I mean, it does end up working out for him. He does make the play, but this quarterback almost gets away from him. Here, I'm gonna let this run in full speed so you guys can see. This quarterback almost gets away from Kenneth Murray on this play. Like, it's just keeping the play a little bit more in front of him. Instead of coming straight down, he should have been taking more of an angle, sort of right here, because again, any defensive player's job is to force the play back inside. And so he's a great open field tackler, and he's gonna make that tackle 9 times out of 10. But in the NFL, you want to make sure that plays are 10 times out of 10. So just a couple things he could work on. He's a very quick and instinctual linebacker. It's just a couple times he does take poor pursuit angles. So that's something that he could work on to improve his draft stock. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at Arizona State wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Brandon is a 6'1", 206-pound senior wide receiver who, this dude might become one of these steals of the draft. In a loaded, and I mean loaded receiver class, Brandon just has that special something. For example, on a play like this, first off, look at the explosion. This dude runs, from the eye test, he's probably somewhere in the mid 4.4s, like 4.44, 4.45, somewhere around there. But his acceleration off the ball, boom. His route running is so clean. This corner has no idea what he's running. He's doing a good job of just bailing, sticks one leg in the ground. You see this helmet level? This helmet level does not change. Most receivers, especially, I mean, he's kind of a big body receiver, 6'1", 206. He's definitely a solid size. Most receivers, when they're about to go into their break, you know, because their helmet just drops, their whole body drops because they have to sink in to really cut. Look at this helmet level. It stays exactly the same. Sticks one leg in the ground and is gone. And then he does a great job. Once he has the ball in his hands, he does a great job of accelerating through the cut. Like, Brandon Aiyuk might be one of the best route runners in the receiver class. Again, a play like this shows Brandon's route running again. Little stop, just the tiniest little head fake destroys this guy because of how hard he comes off the ball every single time. This corner has seen him run this hard every single route, so he has no idea what he's running. So when he just gives him a little fake, and he really exaggerates it too, because watching his highlight tape, his helmet, his pad level does not move. When he makes a cut, it is quick and it is sudden. So this dude, he just bites super hard on it. He's like, oh, like, man, I finally got him on a stop route. Boom, keeps his balance, get off me, and then it's just gone. Once he gets the ball in his hands, you're not catching up to him. He does a great job of it. He has great long speed. And this play is by far my favorite play that he has. I'm gonna let it run full speed just so you guys can see. This is a masterclass in route running. Let me just break this down for you guys. So he's running a post off the jump. Nice outside stem. His first steps, he takes one step up and then he's already stemming to the outside to get the corner to flip his hips to the outside. It's very slight. He has a very slight favoritism to the outside. Gets the corner to flip his hips. He's already beat right here. Holds on to him. Has enough power and speed and body control to be able to break off that. And on top, like, he did this all simultaneously. Like, this route is ridiculous. So he stemmed him to the outside. Now he flipped onto his inside. As he's getting pulled, stacks this receiver to set up the safety. Takes a step, boom, cuts. Safety thought he was about to run a corner on this play. Like, right here, this looks like he's about to run a corner. Boom, sticks that leg in the ground, cuts back on the safety, has both these guys in the mix, put them in the blender. And then, like I said, great long speed. Gets the ball in his hands and you're just not catching him. Brandon Aiyuk, whichever team ends up getting him, is going to get one of the best route runners in this in this draft class. The next guy that I want you guys to keep your eyes out for is junior running back out of LSU, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Clyde is a 5'8", 209-pound running back who, I'm telling you guys, these smaller players are going to become the wave, especially with how he's able to move. Clyde could hold a masterclass of how to set up jukes. On a play like this, for example, gets the ball in his hands, and it's very subtle. Like you guys have to really understand the subtleties of this game. You see where his eyes are. He sees number 51. Number 51 is the only person that can make this play. Obviously, this is the running lane all day. Like, this is the gap all day. If he wasn't here though, this could also be the gap. So him just waiting a small second, just a little bit of hesitation to force this linebacker to stay true to this gap, because if he just sprints out here, oh, he's cutting back on this all day. Just holds him there for just a second, and then has great enough acceleration to boom, just explodes out of the backfield. Like, he is a cannon coming out of that backfield. Again, he could, I'm telling you, Clyde Edwards-Helaire could hold a masterclass of how to set up jukes. On a play like this, I'm gonna let it run full speed. Boom, sets homeboy up and just easily gets to the outside. Looks like a very simple touchdown run, right? No. It's so subtle. Again, he makes sure that you are completely, you have no idea where he's going. Clearly, this is the running lane. Everybody knows this, but he's setting up not only this guy who, again, this linebacker is shedding off to the inside. So clearly, this is not the running lane, just a straight run to the end zone. But he's also setting up this safety. He takes a couple steps into this running lane, forcing the safety to come down a little bit, and having this guy shed his block to the inside, exposing the outside. And then as soon as he does, boom, drops his hips, drops his shoulder, puts that foot into the ground, cuts to the outside, and this guy has no shot. He always makes sure to make you think he's gonna go into one hole, just leave you there, because he only needs to hold you there for a second. And then as soon as he sees that you're committed there, he just explodes. Boom, hold you there, bop, cuts to the outside, easy touchdown. And again, in a play like this, just look at the footwork. Just look at the footwork, bro. Like, he is so nice. Just bop, bop, bop. Just easily makes homeboy miss. He had no chance. Like, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his footwork, his speed, his explosiveness, his power, and he could catch the ball out of the backfield. The only area that he is a concern is in the pass protection game. He's gonna have to really prove that you can leave him in there in those pass protection downs, because that is the only area that I see him struggling at the next level. But he is the complete package at running back. And the last guy that you guys should keep your eyes out on for the 2020 Combine is Mississippi State quarterback Cameron Dantzler. Cameron is a 6'2", 185-pound junior cornerback who might be one of the most physical cornerbacks in this class. Plays like this are where I see Cameron absolutely eating at the NFL level, and it's definitely in bump and run coverage. I mean, for him to be 6'2", 185, he is a long and lanky cornerback. Boom, boom, does a great job of getting this. Receivers hate this, especially when they're trying to run fade routes. Do you see how much he gets up inside homeboys? This dude is completely thrown off of this route. He tries to swim up over top. He's exposing all these ribs, and he just gets his hand in there, completely knocks him off of his route, takes away all of the sideline that he had to play with. At the start of this route, here, 1 second. At the start of this route, homie had about 5 yards to play with. By the time that Cameron was done bumping him off of his route, he barely has a yard to work with on the outside, and he does a great job of getting his eyes back to the quarterback, and he does a good job of getting his hand in there. If this receiver would have made that catch, that would have been one of the greatest catches of all time. But that's the level of catch that you have to make to be able to make a play on Cameron. Like, his physicality at the line, boom, and when he knocks him off of his route, he's not off balance either. He does a great job staying inside this dude's body, gets his eyes back on the ball, and just breaks that play up. That is where Cameron is going to eat at the next level. Cameron is also an extremely solid tackler. As you guys can see right here, boom, comes down and just lays a super clean hit on homeboy. He breaks down, gets his hips squared up to the runner, and just takes him out. Like that's you don't see cornerbacks making tackles that solid. Cameron also does a good job of, when the ball's in the air, he acts like a wide receiver. On a play like this, you can see what I'm talking about. Ball's up in the air, and he's not trying to knock the ball down. He goes up and he does a better job of trying to come down with this ball than the receiver does. You see, eyes on the field, jumps back into the ball, trying to make the play. Most corners, they don't trust in their hands enough to be able to make plays like this. He doesn't end up coming down with the ball, but like he's actively trying to get after the ball, which when it's jump ball situations, he also does a really good job of high point passes. Cameron has a lot of upside. The biggest thing that he has to work on is just getting in and out of his breaks. There's just times where like his hips just don't look as fluid as they need to be. So that's where he's gonna need to improve. But as far as being a physical, big body corner who knows how to high point the ball, hey, there's plenty of teams who could use a cornerback like that on their squad. All right, you guys, but those are 5 guys that you should be looking out for in this year's NFL Combine. I would say the player with the biggest upside has to be Jordan Love. I mean, if he's able to get his footwork right, his arm talent, and his ability to run outside of the pocket, it makes him very scary. So I would say out of all these players, he probably has the biggest upside. And the player that I could see falling the most is probably Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and that's just gonna be because of his size. The NFL still it hasn't caught along to the trend that like you don't need to be the biggest guy in the world. You don't need to be Derrick Henry to be solid at running back. So sadly, I do think that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is probably gonna be the guy that drops from, I have him projected as like a mid to late second round guy, but he probably could fall to like early first. It also depends on how much they favor the running back position this year. And the guy that I am most excited about is Brandon Aiyuk. That dude, his route running is ridiculous. He has that one cut and go type play style. So be on the lookout for him because he is rising up draft boards quickly. But all right, you guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave this video a like. Let's get this video to 500 likes because that lets me know that you guys enjoyed this video. Also, don't forget to comment down below any other draft prospects that you guys want me to look at, and I might end up making a video on them. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications so you guys can stay on top of all the videos that I am coming out with. Yeah. All right, you guys, with all that being said, hope that y'all have a super blessed rest of your day. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.